Good day, learners! I am happy to be with you again in another session full of fun and learning. Welcome again to Valenzuela live streaming. Be with me as we explore the marvels of Arts 8. I am Sir Ferdinand, your Mapeh teacher for today, and I will help you learn arts as well. But before anything else, let's welcome ourselves this school year 2021 to 2022. Yay! Congratulations, because I know it is hard for all of you to study in the midst of pandemic. But anyway, I commend all of you and welcome to your grade 8 years. Cheers! But before we start, can I have your 15 seconds first? I love to know how you spent your month-long vacation. Please share it to us by typing it to our comment box. Let's go! That's so good. Thanks for sharing. I know you've learned a lot last year. And now, to start our lesson for arts, we will continue to have our fun learning as we progress to the arts of Southeast Asia. Fabric design, arts and crafts, and sculpture. As soon as you finish our discussion for this session and the activities in our module, you are expected to Number 1, analyze the elements and principles of arts in the production of arts and crafts inspired by the cultures of Southeast Asia. For our number 2, identifies characteristics of arts and crafts in specific countries in Southeast Asia. For Indonesia, batik, wayang puppetry. In Malaysia, modern batik, wau, and objects made from pewter. And for Thailand, silk fabrics and Loy Krathong, Lantern Festival. For Cambodia, Angkor Wat, and Asian temples. And for our Singapore, Merlion. But before we formally start, let me give you some reminders of our social media netiquette. First, think before you click. Second, as much as possible, do not use all caps when writing in the comment box. Third, speak kindly. Fourth, make sure to listen attentively. For our fifth, do not multitask. And lastly, always share useful and relevant information. So, let's begin. Oh, wait! I'll just have to change my outfit. Oh, well, I think this is better. Let's go! Now, before we proceed to our topic for today's session, which is the arts of Southeast Asia, fabric design, arts and crafts, and sculpture, I am inviting you to focus and answer the following items. So, for our review, for each question, I will be showing a flag, and underneath are the possible answers. You will just have to answer by typing the emoji that corresponds to the answer you've chosen. Now, in order for you to participate, just type the emoji. That's all. Let's go. For number 1, what do you think? That's correct. The answer is Indonesia. Let's go to number 2. Malaysia or Brunei? Yes, it is. It's Malaysia. Now, for number 3. Is it Sudan or Thailand? Wonderful! The answer is Thailand. What about number 4? Cambodia or Singapore? Very good. It's Cambodia. How about number 5? Is it Poland or Singapore? Sure, that's Singapore. And for number 6, Russia or Laos? You're so good. The answer is Laos. Hang on, number 7. Is it Vietnam or Taiwan? Why not? The answer is Vietnam. And lastly, for number 8, Oman or Brunei? Oman or Brunei? Marvelous! That flag belongs to Brunei. Congrats! Well, how many correct answers did you get? Impressive! Now that you are really warmed up, let's travel to Southeast Asia and get this started. Let's start with the Indonesia. The fabric most common to both countries is the batik. The term batik is an Indonesian Malay word, believed to be related to the Malay word titik, which means point, dot, or drop. The drop action refers to the process of dyeing the fabric by making use of a resist technique, covering areas of cloth with a dye-resistant substance, usually hot wax, to prevent them from absorbing colors. There are 2 categories of batik designs. The first one is the geometric motifs, and the second one is the free-form designs. Also, they have shadow puppetry called wayang kulit. Shadow puppetry is famous in Indonesia. Wayang, in modern Indonesian language, means show or perform. Kulit means skin, a reference to the leather material that the figures are carved out of. Others say that wayang is also attributed to the Indonesian word bayang, which means shadow. We now go to Malaysia. There are 2 modern batik designs, depends on the creativity of the designers. Here in Malaysia, we have the hand-painted and the block-printed. The hand-painted uses the canting, a small copper container with 1 or more different size pipes. The second one is the block-printed. This is done by welding together strips of metal to form a metal block. The metal block is then dipped into modern wax and pressed against the fabric in order to make a pattern. Another craft of Malaysia is the wow kite. In Malay, this is uniquely designed as Malaysian kite. Its wings are similar to an Arabic letter pronounced as wow. This kite is a tradition comes naturally to Malaysian people, especially in the eastern states of Malayan Peninsula. Farmers use kites as scarecrows in the fields and as a means to lull their children to sleep so they could work without interruption. Next is Thailand. Thai silk is produced from the cocoons of Thai silkworms. It is mainly produced in Korat, which is the center of the silk industry in Thailand. Thai weavers from this region raise the caterpillars on a steady diet of mulberry leaves. Today, Thai silk making is considered to be one of the finest arts in the world, a product of a unique manufacturing process and bearing unique patterns and colors. Let's go to Loy Kratok. Flying lanterns are made out of rice paper with a bago frame, which contain a fuel cell or small candle. When the fuel cell is lit, the flame hits the air inside the lantern, causing the lantern to rise. Once airborne, the sky lantern will rise until the fuel or candle stays alive. When the candle burns out, the sky lantern floats back to the ground. Time for Cambodia. Cambodia. For many thousands of has a very long fascinating history which goes back to the foundation of the Khmer nation. And last is Singapore. The Merlion was conceived because the Singapore Tourism Board or STB felt the country lacked distinct image. They set out to fabricate an icon which could tap into the particular myths and folklore of the area, many of which feature sea beasts and magical fish creatures. The Sentosa Merlion is the biggest replica, standing at 37 meters and made from glass reinforced concrete. Time for our activity! It's time for us to do an activity based on what we have seen. In this activity, we will be doing the paper weaving. I will be calling my former student, Benita Reales, who is now grade 11 in Malinta Senior High School. Briggs Medilla. Hello, Briggs!
Good morning to you too, sir, and to all our learners out there.
Briggs, do you know how to make the paper weaving?
Of course, I totally remember how to do it.
Well then, I know you can teach us how to do that.
Sure do, sir. Let me handle this for you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello again and good morning to all of you learners out there. Once again, I am Briggs Medilla, a grade 11 from Malinta Senior High School, and I'm here to demonstrate to all of you to do paper weaving. Come on! This is our finished product. As you can see, your creativity is your inspiration on doing this. Credits to my dear friend Jollibee and Javier, a great club student for helping us do the ASMR and helping us the production. Take it away, Sir Ferdinand.
That's a great achievement you've got by doing the paper weaving. And now, this is the rubric for our scoring. Wow! And for now, let's assess our output by answering these questions in your notebook. Number 1. Is my work worth emulating? How was I able to come up with this project? Number 2. Was I able to apply properly the colors and design? And for number 3, what part of the project did I enjoy doing the most? And now for our assessment. Get your paper and pen and answer the following questions by choosing the correct answer and answer for every question. Let's get started. Number 1. Thai silk is produced from the cocoons of Thai silkworms. It's mainly produced in Blanc, which is the center of the silk industry in Thailand. A. Korat, B. Jakarta, C. Phnom Penh, D. Agunta. Time's up! And the answer is A. Korat. For number 2, this was the icon chosen by Singapore Tourism Board or STB. A. Nymph, B. Merlion, C. Mermaid, or D. Chimera. Time's up! The correct answer is B. Merlion. For number 3, Indonesia is known for these two, batik and Blanc. A. Wayang Purut, B. Wayang Tig-a, C. Wayang Kulit, or D. Wayang Bait. Time's up! The correct answer is correct. Letter C. And for number 4, in modern batik of Malaysia, this printing is done by welding together strips of metal to form a metal block. The metal block is then dipped into molded wax and pressed against the fabric in order to make a pattern. A. Block printed, B. Laser printing, C. Hand printing, or D. Tigua pattern way. Correct. Oh! The correct answer is letter A. Block printed. For last one, in Thailand, flying lanterns are used during the year of festivals. The most popular being the Black Festival. A. Linglong, B. Trong Ban Ok, C. Tong Tong Loy, or D. Loy Kratong. The correct answer is letter D. Loy Kratong. How many correct answers did you get? Can you give me a heart or a wow emoji if you were able to get the perfect score? Great! In case you weren't able to get all the items perfectly, don't worry. What you did today is a good start towards improvement, and also your teacher in Mapeh will have a follow-up discussion. Mom and Sir will be more willing to assist you. And for your assignment, pick an example of batik in the internet and appreciate the design by writing down in your notebook how the pattern catches your interest. Thank you very much for making yourself connected in our discussion for today. Keep safe and have faith. See you again in our next Valenzuela live streaming.